So good evening. The podcast is back on a Friday today. Obviously, we do have a game on Sunday, just a small game, nothing major, just a small game, just a North London derby. And we're going to get into that. Chig, how you been, buddy?
Yeah, not bad. Not bad. It's been a nice, easy going week at work out, so I can't complain. Which means next week will probably be a shit house, but this week was all right, actually. It was not bad. I was loving life and got some stuff done, so can't complain.
Yeah, that's good, man. That's good. Jez, how you been, buddy?
Yeah, good, man. Yeah, I say I've just been watching. I worked this morning, a couple of little small jobs, and then I've just been watching golf all afternoon, which I love golf. Love playing it. I'm not brilliant, but I just love watching it, especially the Ryder Cup. It's brilliant.
I haven't played for years, mate, and I've literally got 3 golf courses within the space of a mile of my gaff, so I really should start playing again. I could walk to the closest one. It's less than half a mile away. So yeah, I need to get back into it, man. And Kenny, how you been, mate?
Yeah, I'm just obviously everyone knows one of my big loves is the boxing, so I'm really, really looking forward to going to watch the Anthony Joshua fight. But I'm going to watch him, not sitting. It's one of the biggest dilemmas in life for a gooner like me to actually go and watch Anthony Joshua at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, knowing full well that I'm going to need everything from disinfectant, Dettol. I'm probably going to need, I'm going to probably need those sort of, copper suits,
Go in full PPE, Kenny. Go in full PPE. That's the only way, mate.
It's going to be definitely full PPE and everything. I'm not going to wear red for obvious reasons, but I'm really looking forward to it. But, as I said on my Twitter yesterday, nothing bigger than Arsenal-Tottenham. It's the biggest game. As I said before, United are not our rivals. Liverpool are never our rivals. Neither is Chelsea. It's always Spurs. I know, in London, there's a lot of people who have United fans in their school or in their jobs who piss them off, but they're not your rivals. Never going to be your rivals. If you think Man United are a bigger rival than Spurs, then what I'll do is I'll send you the quickest dentist, and I'm going to get you to clean every bit of your mouth out, not with soap and water plus the Cordicil as well, because it's always Tottenham, always Spurs. I hate Spurs. They hate us. I hate them.
Yeah. It's always kind of funny as well because obviously over the years we've all been to games at the Emirates against Spurs, yeah, and it's always a mad atmosphere against that lot. Like before kickoff, as you walk into the ground, you can hear everyone chanting. It's not normally like that on match days at the Emirates, but when it comes to this lot, it's always loud. The walk up to the stadium's brilliant, and everyone turns up early for that game. Like sometimes, like other games, people are filtering in after 10 minutes. Yeah, this one it's rammed before kickoff and it's loud. And it's one of the very few games we have every season where it is loud. Do you know what I mean? So, but Chig, let me start with you, mate. Obviously, Tottenham scraped through in the EFL Cup on penalties the other day against Wolves. They conceded 2 goals in that game. They conceded 2 against Rennes. They conceded 3 against Chelsea, 3 against Palace, and that was after keeping 3 clean sheets. I found out today that they have an identical record to us in terms of open play goals in the league this season of 1 in 5 games. We've only scored 1 open play goal in 5 games as well. Their striker don't look like he wants to be there. Our striker don't look like he wants to be there. Their defense ain't great. We're getting better in the last 3 games. What do you think is going to be the key factor in winning this game for us? You're on mute, mate. You're still on mute.
Sure, I clearly was as well.
You can tell this is a professional outfit here. Listen, come here. We're better than Sky Sports over here.
At least we don't pretend to watch Carabao Cup games when no one in England got to watch the game. We all put our hands.
No one in the World Cup watched it. Some fella was streaming it from the fucking stadium. But go on, Chig.
I think it depends on a couple of things. I could give the old cliche, who wants it more? Like who really does want it more? Like you've got two teams that you feel like are in a bit of a crossroads where allegedly, and I use the word allegedly, Arsenal are a team who are seemingly starting to get it. Maybe they're starting to something is starting to happen in the background. Maybe they are starting to get injuries back at the right time. And perhaps, this could be a game in which, could be a defining. What was it you put in the group the other day? Defining game for Mikel Arteta or some shit like that.
Oh no, David Ornstein said it'd be a landmark game.
Whatever that means. So it could be that, or it could just be literally the roll of the dice. And in terms of who has the better team, I think we'll find out this weekend, once and for all, at this moment in time, who has the better team. I think you've got to favour Arsenal at the Emirates because, listen, as poor as we have been over the years, somehow we've lost one game in 21 years. That is saying something. I mean, against anyone, that's a devastating record. And that's a record that I'm sure Spurs will want to correct as soon as possible. But at the same time, I think you also got to say to yourself that on paper, Spurs have a better team in the sense that, they've got a better striker, they've got a better defense, they've got a better midfield, and yet these guys struggle to beat us every single year. So, and I think they'll struggle this year for some reason. I don't see this being a Spurs win. Let's put it that way. Whether you think it'll be an Arsenal win is another question. But I don't see it being a Spurs win.
Yeah, it's interesting because that last win that they had, we were actually 2-0 up in that game and lost 3-2. Yunus Kabul scored the winner. That was, 11 years ago? 2011, 2010. So we do always tend to have their number at the Emirates. Even when we won the 4-2 game, we were behind in that game. They didn't do anything in that, and then they scored 2 goals out of nothing. And it was just like, all of a sudden that gave us a kick up the backside, and we just hammered them in that second half. The substitutions helped as well. We made some good subs in that second half. But we do always tend to beat them, which is kind of funny because they have been better than us in the league for years. But they don't tend to do anything against us, really. They've had some results at their ground and at Wembley and stuff like that. But at the Emirates, it's almost like when we had that fear factor over Chelsea. They just couldn't get a win against us. Then as soon as they started getting wins, bang, they just went relentless, and then it flipped the other way. And I feel like if Tottenham beat us, that could potentially kickstart them again, to kick on up the table, because I think he's a better manager than Arteta. Yeah, and people debate that. People say he plays negative, boring tactics. Well, so do we. Both of our clubs at the moment are not great. Yeah, in fact, we're both pretty shit. Let's be honest. And we've scored 1 goal less than them this season in the league. They've scored 3, we've scored 2. I mean, that's just embarrassing between us. In 10 games, we've managed 5 goals between us. That's just poor when you look at the quality of strikers we've got, between the two teams. The attacking players. It's kind of mad. But Jez, what do you?
North London is dead.
Yeah, North London is dead. It is dead, mate. Jez, what do you make of it? Because obviously, Granit Xhaka is available. Yay! Mikel Arteta said that since he's come back, he's been flying. So I quote tweeted that and put the only thing he's flying is into tackles recklessly. Do you know what I mean? I think he's going to start him as well. I think he'll go with him and Partey. I don't think he's going to put 21-year-old Sambi Lokonga in midfield for this game. I just can't see him doing it. I think he's going to go with tried and tested, more experienced players. But what do you think?
Well, I hope he doesn't start with Xhaka. I've actually got a positive feeling about this one. Neither teams have been great. Neither team have been great, but if we can get it up for this game, it's the biggest, biggest game we've played this season. Then I honestly think we could pull it off. I'm going to forecast a 2-1. I've actually picked my team, and I'll read it out to see what you think. So I'm going to go Ramsdale in goal. I'm going Tierney, Gabriel, Tamiyasu, Lokonga, Partey, ESR, Pepe. In front of them, Odegaard, Martinelli, Laka. That's my team. That's the team I would like to see. Because I think that midfield, if he picks Lokonga, Partey, ESR, and Pepe, that to me is a stronger midfield than theirs, in my personal opinion. And I think that could do a lot of damage to Tottenham. Tottenham are, in my opinion, struggling as much as Arsenal. Let's be honest. I totally agree with what you said. Harry Kane, he wanted to go to Man City. It didn't happen. He's pissed off. He doesn't want to be there as much as Aubameyang. Does he want to be it? I don't know. He's on a massive wage, got ozolitis. It seems to be if we pay these players big money, they get ozolitis. I don't know. It's almost worse than bloody COVID.
It's funny because I think Ozil scored. I think Ozil scored again yesterday. Yeah, so he's actually scored more goals this season than Aubameyang.
Yeah. Well, maybe we should get him back. No. So anyway, that's my team. So that's out for discussion. But I am actually positive on this one, and I'm going to forecast 2-1. I think we can do it.
I think the fact that it's being talked up by the likes of David Ornstein and a lot of our fans online as this could be the stepping stone for Arsenal to really kick on and blah blah blah. I think it's kind of funny because I've grown up on us always being better than them. Yeah, and you guys have never seen them win a title either. So has anyone actually ever seen them win a title? But we've always been better than them. Yes, they'll have the odd victory here and there. Of course they will. That happens. You're never going to beat a team 100% of the time you play them. But I think that the fact that we are both so crap now, for me, I wouldn't say that the game's dead and it's going to be like it don't mean anything. So obviously it's Tottenham, of course it does. But when you're competing for a title and you're playing this lot and they're crap, I feel like it meant a bit more because they tried a lot harder then to try and fuck us up. That game where we won the league at their ground and they got the penalty and cheered like they'd won the league themselves in stoppage time. I feel like they raised their game, so we had to be on top of our game regardless. Whereas now, I don't think that's the case. I feel like, yes, it's going to be a tough game. Of course it is. But I just feel like the gap's so close now, you can't decide who's the better team. Yeah, and this one result, whether it goes their way or our way or a draw, I don't think really settles who's the better team. I think it's a consistency thing over the course of a season. But it's just a shame that we've fallen from competing for titles and battering this lot to now people are thinking, can we beat them? I'm not too sure. Oh, they've got a better team than us. That's not something we've really been saying a lot in the last 20 or 30 years against this lot. And it's kind of sad to see where we are because we're below them again and they're shit. Do you know what I mean? But let me come to you, Kenny. You're obviously going to be at the game, I take it.
Yes, definitely. I think what's happening is it's an North London derby with a bit of a difference. Like it reminds me of this kind of positions that Arsenal, Tottenham were in. Pre, the Terry Neill days. When they had Keith Beckershaw manager before they had that, flamboyant side in the early to mid 80s. Same sort of sides. Spurs got relegated in '77. We were just negative Arsenal. So it reminds me a bit of that. But I think at the moment it's a battle between two managers. You need to grow a pair. Arteta needs to grow a pair in terms of his decision about his midfield in terms of bringing on Xhaka, and he needs to grow a pair about in terms of his attacking five. Smith Rowe and Saka should not be anywhere in this team on form alone, but they're going to be there on reputation and the promise of because they're Highlanders. In terms of Harry Kane, Nuno Espirito Santo hasn't got the balls to tell Harry Kane, get out of my midfield, to stop clogging it up and stay up front where you can hold the ball up. And so players like Dele Alli can regain his form, run past you. You ain't got the balls to tell Harry Kane to stay out of there or drop Harry Kane because he says, hang on here. Ever since you've come back in my side, we haven't been playing at the team, and your presence, i.e., you not being wanting to be there, is having a negative effect on my team. So it's a battle of two, managers who, need to grow a pair. But in terms of like Tottenham and Arsenal, I think it's going to reignite. Not saying reignite people's seasons, but I think it'll give both managers a lift. Whoever wins it, but every time you say this is the biggest North London derby going, and it's going to be, lift off. What happens? They get a penalty. They go 1-0 up. We get an equaliser. It's 1-1, and then we shake hands. It's a draw. And I think on form alone, I think it's just definitely going to be a draw. But I think Arteta really needs to grow a pair. Really desperately needs to grow a pair. Stop messing around. Get us on the front foot playing football. If you've made Aubameyang your main man, then give him service. If not, get Laka on the pitch, put Saka on the bench, get Pepe in, leave out Smith Rowe and get a 4-3-3 and get us on the front foot so we can hurt teams. Kieran Tierney, last chance saloon for me, doesn't play well. On the bench, get Tavares in because I'm not messing around, right? We're not carrying any players. I don't care how good you are and how good you were last season. Newsflash, we finished 8th last season. We didn't win anything, and we were at 25% of the time. We played really good football. The other 75 were crap. So no one is a certainty in that side. That's how I see it.
Yeah, I have to agree. Apart from maybe defensively, centre back wise, I think the only maybe the right back position as well. I think them two, Tomiyasu and Gabriel. I think they're the only two that you could say right now are nailed on starters. Yeah, for every game going forward until they show that they're falling away. Because everybody else, and maybe Ramsdale as well, we could put into that. But I think everybody else, including Tierney, Ben White, and then the whole of the midfield and up front, I think every single one of them positions is up for grabs. And that's kind of worrying because it's like a very disjointed team. Yeah, and I don't necessarily put that down to just the players being crap. Some of them are, of course, right? But the fact, and I said this the other day on the watch along, that was the 42nd time in 43 games we've changed the starting 11 in the league. And it's very difficult to try and get some sort of consistency when you constantly change your starting 11 every week. That's just ridiculous. And again, I guarantee he changes it from what played last week because Granit Xhaka's going to start. We already know this. 100% that geezer's starting. I'll be shocked if he don't play him. Yeah, because he'll see in his head, but he can keep the ball. He'll keep it simple. Yeah, and he'll just play it to the wings. He'll spray the odd diagonal ball and he'll keep it ticking. That's how he'll see it. Yeah, and against their midfield, that's what we're going to need apparently. So that's why he's going to start. And it's kind of mad because I also think that we've played a lot of players out of their natural positions. And, Saka, what is his natural position? Does anyone know? The guy's played about 6 positions, and has he mastered any of them yet? He's been very, very poor for me this season. Yeah, and I think a lot of them players that were in the Euros have been very poor, the English players. Not many of them have started well this season. Mason Mount's having a stinker at Chelsea as well. So, it's not just Saka, but I think we've got a big dilemma going forward, with that midfield and front three, because if we can just get a set 6 players in them positions, I think we'd get better. I genuinely do, even if they're not the best 6. Yeah, but I think if you play them together constantly for 5, 6, 7, 8 games, you'll see an upturn in results. Rather than trying to wing it with Martinelli the other night in the League Cup, and then we know he's going to get dropped. But why did he play him right wing, by the way? That makes no sense to me. He's not a right winger. Yeah, he's barely played right wing for this football club, and you played him right wing, and he had a good game. But that's what winds me up with this manager, Pepe. What's going to happen with him at the weekend? Is he going to start? Probably not. I don't think he will start him. and it's kind of mad because I look at their team, Tottenham's, and I just think, other than Kane and Son, you ain't really got a lot, have you? Yeah, is Chig falling asleep?
No, I'm here.
I thought you were snoring, man.
I even heard the last joke of the Cayman song.
I thought you were asleep. I thought you were snoring, man.
No.
Chig, what other players do you think for Tottenham worry you? Because if Son and Kane click, which we know they can, then I think we're in trouble because I feel like they're down Ben White's side. Yes, we've got Tomiyasu there, but Ben White, I think Kane's just going to target him. I think the manager's going to say to them, like, yo, stay away from Gabriel, yeah, because he can actually rough you up and he'll win headers. Get on Ben White, and then the hope will be that Tomiyasu's so far forward that Son's nipping in behind, and then Kane's maybe flipping it around the corner or headering it on or something. Do you know what I mean? But other than that, where do you see them being a danger?
It's difficult because I think you got a hard on for Ben White, so I'm not going to say Ben White. You got a real hard on for Ben White. So until he impresses you, I think you're going to be on his ass from now until whenever.
I just don't rate him. Like,
I know you don't.
Hmm.
I think honestly it could come anywhere to pitch. I feel like Xhaka could just come back, return, and cook everything up. It could be one of the youngsters, could have a disaster show. You never know. The only thing I would say is, honestly, in some ways, if you said to me, Chris, give me a game that is competitive, that Arsenal would find tricky, but it's a game that they could all come together for and work together as best as possible for. It'd be a North London home derby. Because it's a game which they should all the newbies should understand. All the English guys should understand. And anyone who's left to understand it, it will be drilled into them. Like this is the one game you guys don't fuck about. One game you guys don't fuck about. And even Ben White, who, and like you say, you really don't like him, the guy's English. He'll understand. You know, if he's supposedly this, I don't know if he's an Arsenal fan, but supposedly he really likes Arsenal or whatever. You know, if he's followed Arsenal for a long period of time, he'll know this is one of the biggest derbies in the country. So he'll know that, okay, at the very least, let me not fuck up. I was actually listening to a couple of those interviews over the past week just because I want to kind of get into his mindset a little bit more. I want to see what makes him tick, because the one thing I liked about Aaron Ramsdale from the get-go is this guy was on it. His very first statement was, I want Leno's number 1 shirt. I said, all right, mate, you got me. I'm a sucker for shit like that. You got me. All I needed to hear was that sentence. And lo and behold, fair play. 3 weeks later, he has Leno's number 1 shirt. I like shit like that. I like determined, focused players like that. So I just wanted to see if White had even a little bit of that. So he was talking about the fact that he made this mistake and how his heart skipped a beat. The only thing I liked about what he said was that at least him making mistakes, it matters to him. Like, it matters to him that he's making mistakes. It matters to him that he's creating such a bad impression so early. I think he said something along the lines of, that he's got a long way to go with the fans, but that he knows that he's determined that he'll succeed and show what he's worth. That to me made me think to myself, all right, well, at least we matter to you somewhere along this kind of, we matter to you, and therefore you will seek to improve yourself. I know you have a hard on for him, but let's be honest, and even you will be honest. 4 weeks ago, you never thought he was this bad. 4 weeks ago, you never thought he was this bad because you would have said it. I know you, Lee. You can be honest, right?
To be fair, I did say he was shit.
No,
From
you
early.
said you thought he was all right, right?
Yeah, all right is all right. Listen, he's going to look all right at certain games, but Mustafi looks all right. Look at you trying to stick it on me.
No, what I'm trying to say is he has the ability to be able to come back from this. Listen, I'm not going to write someone off after 4 weeks, bro. I've seen too many, especially I've seen it at work where someone has been shit, absolutely shit, for 6 weeks at being at work. You just thought, why did you apply for this job? Right? 6 weeks later, they just, you know what? And they just applied themselves and, they endeared themselves into the team and they threw themselves into it. And apparently the job was so much better than they thought it was going to be. And you know what? They turned out to be one of the best things that have happened to that job. I don't think that's impossible for Ben White. He's 23, bro. He's 23. This is his kid. He is. I would say let's see how it works. Has he been brilliant?
Let me counter you on that, right? Because I did say on a podcast, the first mistake he makes, I'm calling him Ben Shite for the rest of the season.
Exactly. And you know what? I remember that sentence.
Exactly, because do you know what? I knew he'd make a mistake. Because being all right at Brighton and being good for Arsenal are two different things. If you're all right at Arsenal, you're going to get exposed. If you're all right at Brighton, it don't matter.
But Lee,
because the level is a level below, albeit they've had a good start, but it's a lot of levels below, and their target is to stay in the league, whereas Arsenal's is to be in Europe.
It's the wrong attitude to have, my man.
But remember when Mustafi went 20 odd games unbeaten? Yeah, when he first joined.
The same people you criticize for saying, "Oh well, they're the best player ever after having one brilliant game." You can't have that same attitude the opposite direction. How does that work?
I've seen enough of him already to understand. The same as with. I'll give another example, yeah, and that is true. I do say that you can't just be reactionary after one game. Yeah, the difference is William Saliba. I've seen him play for 45 minutes. Yeah, for Arsenal against MK Dons, and I already know he's a better player than Ben White. And I've watched Ben White multiple times for Brighton and for Arsenal now, and I've not watched Saliba for Marseille. He is a better player than Ben White. Yeah, so for me, I just thought that, listen, Ben White's an all right defender. Yeah, let's have it right. He's all right. But at the same time, he did have two centre-backs, one either side of him. So he was in a free.
I bet you 50 quid now, your opinion of Ben White by the end of the season.
50 quid.
Say that again. Oh, what?
That your opinion changes on Ben White by the end of the season.
What, and I'll be saying he's brilliant?
Not brilliant, but better than you think now.
I'll take the bet.
Because you're a stubborn fuck, so you won't say he's brilliant.
I'll take the bet, and I'm honest enough to say and hold my hands up if I get it wrong. So yeah, 50 quid, yeah? Yeah. Cool. You'll be cashing out by Christmas, mate.
We'll find out. We'll see. We'll see. I think you'll be honest enough to
Oh yeah, come on. Listen, I paid fucking Toby 50 quid twice, and one of the bets I was stitched on. Yeah, and I've transferred him 50 quid twice. He stitched me up with I said Jose would win the League Cup. Yeah, and I paid him out even though Jose didn't get to the final. We got the team to the final, but he never made the final. So I still paid him up.
The chat room says stupid bet. Listen, first of all, Chris Davison, you're damn right I have a Ben White poster on the wall. I should have a poster of you on the wall. You're a good looking chap. He is. I was like, fucking heck, he's a model. I just saw his Insta the other day. I was like, look at that.
Let me ask you, Jez. What do you think of Ben White? And is he going to be the one targeted in this game?
Well, yeah, he will be. I actually didn't pick him in my team, to be fair.
I didn't pick him in my team against Burnley. I picked Holding.
Yeah, I didn't pick him because I think he would get targeted in this game. Look, he's a young player. He's 23. He's still got a lot to learn. So I'm not going to write the kid off. And I think he has got a future. He makes silly errors, but that's naivety. I have been told by seasoned Brighton fans, and we said this last week, you know, he's not worth the 50 million. Fair enough. At this point in time, he's probably not worth 50 million. We had to buy somebody, so we went the long shot and we paid 50 million. So, you know, history over, that's done. With the right coaching, if we have got the right coaches, and I get concerned if we have, be honest with you, I think he could be something. I do. He's not at the moment. He's not the finished article. But I'll go with Chig on this one, and I think he has potential. He has potential, and we all know from history, Arsenal in the past have brought some players, and we've gone, not really sure about this, and they turn out to be great players. Whether he'll be a great player, whether he'll be the next Tony Adams, no, I don't think so. But look, he's come in. I wish him the best. I've said 100 times, I'd always support a new player in at Arsenal. Odegaard, Ben White, you know, Tierney, although Tierney to me has dropped off. Why? I don't know. And I hope he pulls it back. So, yeah, I'll go with the boy at the moment. But I didn't pick him in my team lineup purely and simply because he would get targeted.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I think that's the problem we're going to have a lot of times this season is he is going to be the one that's targeted because you can't bully Gabriel. Yeah, you can bully this guy. Yeah, and the only reason I feel like we've bought him is because he's good with his feet. I want you to be good at defending, and then being good with your feet should be a secondary to that. You know, be good in the air, be good defensively, positioning, mark your man, track your runner, yeah, and make sure you're switched on and you're the vocal part of that defense that's going to be telling your midfielder suck back in or your right back to come back in or man on and stuff like that. I don't see him being that guy, man. I genuinely don't. And I feel like we've been here and done this before. Mustafi had good passing. Yeah, Mustafi could smack a 70-yard diagonal ball like it was nothing.
A small part of me is hoping Potter comes in and improves it because obviously he knows the defensive thing. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm hedging my bets a little bit.
Oh, dear. The thing that winds me up with it is I think like we've now brought a right back that's 6'2" that can help him. And then we've got Gabriel the other side who can help him, which is pretty much what he had in a back three at Brighton, yeah? What if they both get injured? Then what? We've got Cedric there, and then we've got Rob Holding or Pablo Marie. Then it's a shambles. So why didn't we go and buy somebody that would fit the mould that he could do? Or why not bring back Saliba, who can do everything that Ben White can do and more? I just don't. It makes no sense to me, that signing. It really don't. And then I don't feel like we were necessarily looking for a right back until we realised this guy was actually not as good as we thought he was going to be. Yeah, and then I genuinely believe that. Yeah, and that's why I think they let Bellerin go in the end. Yeah, and then go and get Tomiyasu because I don't think we were going to let him leave. Yeah, and I think they see that first game against Brentford and thought, fucking hell, we need a right back to help him. What do you think, Kenny? What do you make of it all?
Well, you think in terms of like Ben Wright, again, if you want someone who's going to be like Martin Keown and Tony Adams, who's going to be attacking the ball, you know, and basically getting tight to the forwards, then it's not going to happen with Ben White. It's just not. He's specifically been earmarked by not just Arsenal but England to be that kind of ball playing centre half, and that's what England has been trying to produce. And I think foreign coaches are all about that. They're all about it. I think it scares me because I like good defending. I love good defending. And I just think defenders like Ted Adams, they're going to be pretty extinct in the next 5 years because I think it's all going to be ball players. You know, people just going to be reading the game, marking space. No one's going to make any tackles. You're just going to basically make sure everyone's offside or make a clean tackle. And every time you're going to be putting 70-yard balls, running out the ball, Alan Hansen, Mark Lauritsen, all those sort of players, David O'Leary. he's basically an epitome of modern defending now. And, you know, and Arsenal's no different. And I think that's the problem, is that
Kenny's disappeared. I can't hear you, mate. I can't hear you. I can't hear him. He's not even on mute either.
We're having a shocker today, aren't we?
Yeah, we are having a bit of a mare, aren't we? I'm sure he'll be back in a second. But listen, keep smacking the likes up, everyone. Make sure you subscribe to Chig's channel. That's in the description of this video as well. So make sure you go and check that out. And make sure you're slapping these likes up as well. Tomorrow, I've got a preview with Henry Wright TV, Tapping Tobes, and Gunnar Russ. Mine and Kenny's old mate, Gunnar Russ. He's going to come on for a preview tomorrow night.
You know what happens? You know what happens?
He's done it again. He's done it again, that Kenny Ken. He's done it again. He's having a mare. He's having a mare. But yeah, as I was saying, Gunnar Russ, you might have seen him on Lee Judge's channel. Go and subscribe to Lee Judge TV. So he's going to be on. It's going to be me and him talking with two Tottenham fans, Henry Wright and Tapping Tope. So that should be good. That's going to be at 8 p.m. UK time tomorrow. So yeah, it should be interesting because I know Toby's thoughts on Tottenham. he's not happy, put it that way. It'd be interesting to get Henry's because I don't know his really, if I'm honest, but we shall see. Kenny is back.
Sorry, guys. Someone rang me. So, you know, like on my everything's connected to the phone. So I've just told the guy, please don't ring, please, when I'm doing podcasts. Yeah, because if people ring me, then it interferes with the Wi-Fi. You know what I mean? Because they're ringing through the WhatsApp. So
I get you. Yeah.
So I said, I'm on a podcast. You know, give us a bit of space, and I was paying you back. You know what I mean?
But go on, mate. You was saying.
No, what I was saying about basically this is the future of defending now. You're not going to see, defenders. You're rarely going to see defenders who are going to basically like attack the ball, make headers, make tackles, and mark tightly. Because I think every team in modern football, everyone wants to be a passer now. Everyone wants to be a ball player, and I think that's why you're going to see more defenders come to Arsenal and more defenders play for England who are going to be like Ben White. That is the future. Sadly, sad but true. And I think that is the problem. But Ben White has to learn the basics as well, because there are going to be teams who haven't got the ability to play it on the floor. Not going to have the midfielders who can spot a pass, and they are going to play like Burnley. So he has to learn his trade. He really has to learn his trade. And I think that is where the defensive coach has to say, look, mate, you're still going to have to learn how to get on that guy's shoulder, and you still have to learn to win a header and have a scrap, because we need the full package for £50 million. That's just the basics. So I see where you're coming from, but I think in the future, if he gets protection around him, I think he'll be what we signed him for. But he's never going to be what you want, Lee. And I'm sorry to disappoint you, but if you think you're getting Martin Keown with Ben White, then you're going to be disappointed.
I think the problem is I see a lot of our fans making out that he's like a Bobby Moore type of player. Like with his feet, like is that good with his feet?
But this is the thing.
Bobby Moore could defend.
You let them wind you up. That's the problem. Don't worry about what. They said he's the next Steve Bold. Who gives a fuck? As long as he's decent. All I'm asking for is decent at this point. Who's capable and doesn't fuck up every 10 minutes.
That's the problem. He is though.
But he is at the moment, absolutely. But he's also 23, bro.
Yeah, but listen, Gabriel's 23. That's not an excuse, Chig.
No,
Gabriel's 23.
I've
never played in this league until last season.
We can't use that excuse because we did the same shit with Sterling and Iwobi. People develop at different rates.
I get that. I totally understand that, yeah. But at the end of the day, we should not be in a position where we're waiting for this geezer to come good in 3 years' time. Yeah.
We're waiting for the manager, Lee. We're waiting for the manager to come good, don't we? This is Arsenal.
That's the problem we have.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's the problem. We're a work in progress in so many different positions and areas within this football club. It's a disgrace. And like, I just think that I think a lot of people are expecting Ben White to be, and Van Dijk's kind of caused the problem here because Van Dijk can spread that ball 70 yards straight to Salah and it gets him on the counter straight away. And I feel like that's why we've bought Ben White, because he can do that. The problem is, it's few and far between. Van Dijk can do it 4 or 5 times a game comfortably. Yeah, but how many times we've seen Ben White do it?
The brother that Man United bought is the real problem, because we see what they bought for the same money. It's just like, well, what were we doing? Sitting on our hands.
Oh, what you mean Varane?
Yeah, we want to come Arsenal. Varane want to come Arsenal. You know, even if we offered him more money and offered him double the wages, he's not coming to the team without Champions League football. I think that's what a lot of Arsenal fans need to get in their DNA, and Man United fans who take the piss at Arsenal fans need to get in their DNA. There's Man United and there's Arsenal, and right now the gap between both clubs in terms of, you know, respect is massive.
And they listen, despite them not winning a trophy for 4 years or whatever it is, yeah, they're still miles clear of us. Yeah, not just on the playing side of it, but in every side of it. They're a massive. They're still probably the biggest club on the planet. Yeah, them Madrid and Barca, you can battle it either way between the three of them. Yeah, and they're still a massive draw. We're not a massive draw. Yeah, we just genuinely ain't. And I feel like even if we got Champions League football last season for this season, I still don't think we would have drawn anyone massive. Yeah, because they just look at us and think, really? Don't want to go and play with that lot for? Yeah, why would anyone? Let's be real here, yeah. And people are going to say that I'm probably not making sense, but the difference between Arteta and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is massive, because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer scored the winning goal in the Champions League final, or the equaliser, whatever goal it was. Yeah, he was the fucking hero, wasn't he? Yeah, right. And I wouldn't say he's a Man United legend, but he's a Man United cult figure. He's a cult hero for Man U. Yeah, right. Then you look at their team, and they've got Ronaldo, they've got Pogba. Yeah, they've got some of the best players on the planet. Yeah, you know, Bruno Fernandes, he might not fit in that best player on the planet category, but the guy has got an output. Yeah. Then you look at some of their other players, Donny van der Beek, another good young player. Yeah. They've got Greenwood. He was the quickest to 50 goals for Man United from anyone through their academy ever. Yeah. And they've got a proper decent set of players. Yeah. Martial, Rashford, the decent players. Yeah. Goalkeeper, David De Gea. You know, you could carry on listing these players, right? So the draw for Man United from a player is fucking hell. I can play with Ronaldo. I can play with Pogba. I can play with De Gea. So they don't really tend to look at the manager. It's just we're going there to play with them players, yeah? And that's why players used to join Barcelona, even when they got rid of, or when Pep left and they started hiring idiots, yeah? It's because Messi was there. Who have we got? Genuinely, because we ain't got a manager that's got any pull. Have we got any players that have got any pull?
Xhaka.
The only thing Xhaka's pulling is fucking other players' shirts because he's so far behind them. Fucking Xhaka. But that's how I look at it. I just think, like, we haven't got.
I'll tell you what.
So the only way you get pull is to pay well over the odds for a player. Yeah, the problem is we've done that with a player that would have fucking come to us at a fraction of the cost anyway.
No, well, not according to his club. But
the only 50 million that should have been spent there was on the midfielder, mate. Yeah, like
I'll tell you what. Let's cancel our bet, right? No, I'll make a more interesting bet. I'll make a more, because I'm thinking about it. It is a shit bet. This is a bet people would like. I bet a little less, 30 quid. He's one of the best players on the pitch on Sunday.
Who?
Ben White.
How are we marking this, by the way? Are we marking this on our own?
Top 3 players on the Arsenal side of the pitch.
How are we marking? Who's the judge of this?
Well, we all do our player ratings. We all do player ratings here, in one form or another.
Yeah.
Let's just be real here. Let's three out of 4 of us need to mark him in our top 3.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that bet.
I'll take that bet with you, Chig.
I'll take a bet, but I'll tell you what.
Chig's 90 quid down already.
Yeah, the thing is, it's going to be very worrying if he's
That's
having
why
a good game.
all of you.
Because if he's having a good game, we would have been under the cosh. You know that.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, yeah. If he's one of our best players, it means we're getting battered, and he's been really good.
Now, anyone who knows my history knows the last time I made such a brazen bet was another defender who was also looked at very, very harshly.
Who's that? Cos.
Nope, Mr. Mertesacker.
Oh, that was for the cup final. Yeah, the cup final.
Oh, I'll give you that
Come
one.
on, listen. But the difference between Mertesacker and Ben White is stratospheres, mate. Mertesacker could read the game.
No,
he could
you said
defend
the
properly,
same shit. You said the same shit. I ain't interested.
Yeah, Mertesacker hadn't played all
First of all,
season, so I was within my
make
right
it
to say
clear-
he was going to be shit, wouldn't I? Like,
make
why I
it
don't
clear-
want Mertesacker.
To make it clear, by the way, fellas, I'm not paying all of you 30 quid. I'm going to pay all 10 quid.
Just
Or-
do 10 quid each. Come on, all three of us
Yeah,
are taking
That's
10
fair.
quid. Isn't it?
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
That's fair.
Yeah. Listen, Kenny made a good point.
gotta
If
be
he's in the
fair.
top group,
And we've got to be fair to marking, yeah? We all agree. We've got to be.
Of course.
well,
Yeah.
Look,
I don't
we're all
mark
gonna
the
watch
players,
match,
lads.
so
You two
we're all
do.
going to watch the match, aren't we? So
Yeah.
you know.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah. Lee doesn't mark the players, does he? It's all right then.
No.
2 out of 3 of us.
No, but I could mark him on the watch along with
Do
you.
you know
Shane.
what? No, Ola marks as well. So I'll get Ola to mark as well.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
yeah.
cool.
3
Okay.
3 out of 4 of us. So
Mm.
Ola doesn't even know about this bet. So we'll keep it nice and
I just pray we're on the front foot. You know that.
I bet it is. I bet it will be.
I just,
I bet it will be.
Nah. If for me, I think he's played 3 Premier League games, right? He's played against Brentford and got bullied. He played against Timo Pukki at Norwich and again was a fucking liability in that game at times. Yeah, especially in stoppage time. If that was a better striker in stoppage time when he let the ball just run straight past him, yeah, that would have been 1 apiece. Yeah, and the whole ground would have been totally different. And it was only Gabriel that made a world-class fucking defensive tackle that kept us in that game because of that. You know, he was all over the place. There was no coincidence that Timo Pukki was going over his side, not Gabriel's side. Because every time he went over Gabriel, he got bullied.
People
know?
go, is it payday for you? And I'm like, I think for YouTube it is, but yeah.
And
All right.
and then we look at the game against Burnley. Yeah, like I've seen a lot of footage from that game doing the rounds on social media where he was just getting held off by Chris Wood. He's just pushing him, just move, get away. Yeah. Now you're going up against somebody like Harry Kane, who's very good at protecting the ball and himself.
Mhm.
He's very good at winning free kicks. He's very good at finishing.
Nothing to do your hard on.
No, nothing at all with that. Listen, Harry Kane's one of the best strikers on the planet. Yeah, he's just had a shit time, yeah, for the first 4 games of the season, yeah, or 3 games, whatever it is he's played. If Harry Kane is up for it and plays to the best of his ability, like we know he can, he will get his customary goal at the Emirates.
But
It'll be down Ben White's side.
let's flip that, right? Okay, we're making a lot of assumptions about Ben White. What if Harry Kane isn't up for it? Because I'm not being funny or nothing. When you actually want to leave somewhere, like, I don't care what type of workplace it is, your output naturally reduces, and clearly his output's reduced. Now, of course, it will go a little bit up now that it's from North London Derby and stuff, but I think we're giving it too much credit to assume that on fire Harry Kane will be back at the Emirates.
Yeah, but I think you have to take it off of what you've witnessed in previous games for Arsenal Tottenham. He's the highest goal scorer in North London Derby history. He's scored against us 9 times. You know, and when you look at the players, that have actually competed in a North London Derby over the years, Thierry Henry, he's overtaken him. You know, fucking other players, Adebayor had a good record in North London derbies. Yeah, he's overtaken him, and he played for both teams. Yeah, so you know, I just think that you've got to base it off of what you've witnessed over the years in these games with Kane, but then you have to factor in the fact that he wanted to leave and he's looked shit this season. So I think even a 3/4 Harry Kane scores at the weekend.
I'm just basing it. By the way, look, Kevin Cancelo has basically asked me the same question that about 80 people are asking me. Right? My opinion on Ben White is very simple. I said this last week, and I'll say it again. I'm not writing the kid off.
No, you ain't. You said that from day one.
That's the only difference. I'm not even saying that he's going to be the best defender in the world. I'm not saying that. We've got it right. I'm not saying that Arteta is secretly right with this one. I just think the same thing that Lee says about good players, where after 3 games you can't say that. Like Lokonga, for example, I think he looked brilliant. You notice I don't really bang on about him. I never really bang on about him. You know why? Because after 3-4 games, what can I really tell? Let me see after 10 games. Then I'll be able to say to you, one way or another, if he's a good player. He looks a really good player. You know? So
I think the difference is with defensive.
And that's why I don't do it for poor players either.
But I think with centre backs it's slightly different because every mistake they make will be highlighted. Yeah, whereas Sambi Lokonga could get away with 5 or 6 in a game because they'll have loads of players around him to mop it up. Whereas
True,
if you're a centre-back,
you can make a bigger mistake as a centre-back.
Yeah, if you're a centre-back and you're standing in your own penalty box in the 94th minute and you are just literally moving out of the way of a ball going into the 6-yard box, yeah, knowing that there's going to be strikers there and you've done that. Sorry, mate, alarm bells rang when I see that. That was me sitting there going, no, this guy ain't got it, mate. Yeah, and I know that's only one isolated incident, but then when you throw in the fact he got bullied by a championship striker, yeah, that's just been promoted in Ivan Toney, who I think is quality, by the way. Yeah, I think he is a top drawer. I did tell everyone that he would smash it this season. He started very well. I did say Brentford to stay up as well, so make sure you all clip in that. And and when I see him getting bullied by that guy, and then when I see Timo Pukki semi-bullying him, I'm thinking, mate, this guy really ain't fucking got it. I don't care whether people want to make excuses about having players injured and around him and that. I don't care. You've either got it or you ain't.
Pukki bullies Liverpool defenders, bro. He's not
the difference is Liverpool slap them, so it don't matter.
Yeah, but so then blame the rest of the team for not slapping.
Have you ever seen Timo Pukki? Have you ever seen Timo Pukki bully Van Dijk or Matip? Because I ain't really seen that. I can't.
Pukki's not that bad of a player. He's in my fantasy football team, you know. Like that's why I know he's not that bad of a player. He's a nice, useful little player that pops up with an odd goal every now and again. Trust me on that one.
Well, I'm sure we'll see. Yeah, we'll agree to disagree for now, but on Saturday we're going to see whether he's actually any good up against a proper striker, because he wasn't any good up against Ivan Toney and Kane's levels. So even when he's not having a good time, he's still, if he turns up without his sulky head on, then he's going to be in for a fucking hard game, Ben White, and I think we will be with him as well.
Bugs Lee. That's what I just said. I just said that I'm not saying he'll be good or amazing. I'm just not prepared to write off Ben White. That's what I'm saying.
No, I get what you're saying. Listen, everyone smash the likes up. Jez has already given his score prediction. What's yours, Chig?
3-1 Arsenal.
Oh, nice. Jez, you went 2-1, right?
I went 2-1, mate. Yeah, I went 2-1. Yeah.
Kenny, what do you reckon?
1-0. You know what? I'm going to go 1-1. I said in the one.
I thought you were going to say 1-0 to the Arsenal. Then
a couple of days ago, I was going to go 2-0 Arsenal, but I'm just going to go 1-1. I just think that both teams are going to cancel each other out. I think it'll be a set piece, from us, and I think Spurs will get their customary penalty at the Emirates, which they normally get. And Kane will just put it away. They'll probably go 1-0 up, and we'll equalise because I won't be able to hold it out. But both teams. I think both managers will probably be happy with a draw. I don't think the fans will. I don't think the players will. But I think the managers think, bit of respite there.
Yeah, I think Tottenham would be over the moon with a draw. It'd stop the rot. And the one thing I'll say is if we get an early goal, we'll batter them. Yeah, I genuinely believe that because they will just fucking fold because they've done it, albeit with a lot of players out injured and in quarantine. Because of the Argentina game. So Palace just literally fucking had them up. Like literally took them apart. As soon as they got that first goal, it was game over for them.
Is it Mora? I think if they get Bergwijn and Mora, then I think what it does is that it gives them, it probably will allow Harry Kane to, get in the midfield. And then if you've got those guys running around, Song, Mora and Bergwijn, then we're going to have loads of problems picking up the runners. And that's where Xhaka can get exposed.
And that's exactly what I think they're going to do because when you watched them do that under Jose, at the beginning of last season, and you had all three of them running off the ball, and Kane and Son were getting all the assists and all that at the start of last season. Do you remember? the goals and the assists and all the charts were coming up. That's what they did. Yeah, and Kane's so clever. He's such an intelligent footballer. And he's got the passing range. He can execute it perfectly. When you've got Lucas Moura, who's rapid and very technically good, then you've got Bergwijn, who's pretty quick, technically good, and Son, who's just, I fucking think Son's brilliant. Like, I rate him massively. Yeah. And when you've got all three of them running at you at all different angles, making fucking inverted, outverted, upside downverted fucking runs, if they do that, and I can see him doing that, the only thing I will say is if they ain't on it from the get-go, and they concede, I think we'll batter them.
One more thing I will say.
Go on, mate.
If Dele Alli's in the team, they can't play like that. So if he plays.
Oh, this is true. Yeah, this is true. They played Dele Alli left wing the other day. I was like, what the fuck are you doing playing him left wing? He's barely any good in CM, let alone fucking left wing. It's
I
mad.
think
But
it's going to be a bit of Martinelli madness if he plays. I can see it. I've forecast it. Yeah. Martinelli, bobbing, weaving, slides in on the left, curls it top right. There you go.
There you go. Rosicky-esque.
Yeah.
Remember that one? Do you remember that fucking Rosicky goal? Do you know what's funny? I see somebody tweet that out, the gif of it earlier. Yeah, I remember. I wasn't at the game. I was watching it in a pub in Woburn with a Chelsea fan. Funny enough, and I literally the whole pub was Arsenal. Yeah, and fucking it went mental as soon as Rosicky scored. We were like, "Fuck me, what a goal!" The rest of the game was the worst game I have ever seen in my life. It was just dead from that. It was just like Wenger just went, yeah, just park the bus, lads. And we literally didn't come out the half for the rest of the game. It was mad. But no, honestly, I think I'd like to think Martinelli's going to play, but I just don't see it, Jez. I genuinely don't. I think that...
You're right. I mean, it's a pipe dream, but I'd love to see it because I think the guy's class. I really do. I mean, yeah, you're totally right, Lee. He probably won't play, but I'd love to see it. I would. I don't want to see Xhaka. I don't want to see Xhaka.
I think he'll start, man.
Oh, I know he will. We all know that. You know, it'll be a wank fest for all the Xhaka lovers. But you know, no. But I was just going to say, actually, did you see the comment by Conte that he's not interested in Barcelona and he's not interested in Arsenal? He's got a bigger project coming next season.
Man United it is then. Man United it is then. See you later, Ollie.
He's not going to get on with Ronaldo.
Ronaldo will probably be binned by then. They'll probably just he'll probably go to MLS by then. Do you know what I mean? He's come back. He'll try and win a title. He'll try and win him a trophy. He'll go out the hero and he'll go to MLS and go and chill with his mate Beckham. Do you know what I mean?
I think for legal reasons, he should be anywhere near the United States. I'll leave it at that.
Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Goodbye. It is.
Oh, Kenny! Every time you always drop the truth bombs.
It's true. It is true.
But yeah, listen, you fumbled me there.
Goodbye.
But listen, I think it's going to be peak if Granit Xhaka starts, but we shall see, man. 4:30 kickoff on Sunday, which is not a bad time because that's 5:30 here, so I'll be working till midnight. So that's not too bad. Yeah, they done me a turn the other day, not having that game on TV at all. Like literally, because I didn't have to do any work. I just did the watch along that I couldn't do. So yeah, kind of a nice early night. But yeah, I'm up for it this weekend, man. I do think we'll win. I'm not going to give my prediction until the preview, which will be tomorrow night at 8:00 with Tapping Tobes, Henry Wright TV, and Guna Russ. Our friend Russell, you love him, Jez.
I love Russ, mate. Great bloke.
Nice old boy, isn't
he? Lee, with the Indian Guna stream, brilliant that was.
Oh, thank you, man. Yeah, I enjoyed it, man. And the thing is, it was very late at night where they were. I think it's like 9:00 at night when I streamed that. So that's why it was a little bit earlier. But yeah, I enjoyed doing it, man. 3 knowledgeable guys that I've spoken to quite a bit as well. So yeah, it was good. Listen, we're going to wrap this up, lads. Thank you to everyone who's watching. There's nearly 500 still here. Listen, I've just seen that the Blind Guna is streaming. He's got 8 people watching him. So go and smash his fucking channel to pieces, people. Daniel Bailey TV. Go and type that in on YouTube right now and just spam his chat with the rats. Just say Rat Army, Lee Gunner sent me. Go and hammer his channel, yeah? Kenny, thank you, man. Jez, thank you, man. Chig, big up to you, man. Chig's channel's in the link in the description.
Does Chig still like boxing?
72.
Chig, do you still like boxing?
I will be tomorrow.
Yeah,
you think he's going to win?
Huh?
I think 7th round, Joshua knocks him out.
10th.
Is it on TV?
Well,
It's on Sky Box Office.
I think I get it on DAZN. I can't lie.
No, you won't get it on DAZN, mate. You won't get it on DAZN UK, but you might get it on DAZN.
No, I've got it on the
USA.
Spanish. I've got the Spanish version.
no, yeah, we will get it on the zone Spanish.
If I go to boxing, right? If I go to boxing, it says right, and then I can type in coming up here. It says Joshua versus Usyk. Yeah, it's watch live tomorrow at 7 p.m. So I click on it.
Got it.
I type my PIN number in, submit, and then it'll come up with a little trailer. Yeah, and I watched the Ruiz fight back the other day on this. Yeah, and it just comes out, it starts playing. So
all right, so you got the worldwide one rather than the UK.
Yeah, I got the Spanish version, but we'll see, man. I might do a watch along for it.
Why not? I'll be up with that. I'll jump on that.
Oh, actually, what time's this ring walk?
I think Ringwalk's going to be back 10 o'clock, quarter past 10.
About 10 o'clock. Let me see if I do get it. Let me see if I don't have to pay for it. Yeah, and I might actually do a fucking watch along for it. Fuck it.
You have to pay for on Sky, didn't you? Box
I
office.
think it's 25 quid.
Yeah.
Huh?
£25, I think.
25.
Yeah.
Fuck that, I ain't paying that.
Just go on VIP League, Jez.
Fuck.
Yeah, if I do a watch along, it'll be on the more channel, not this one. It'll be on the more Lee Gunner channel. So go and subscribe to that. But yeah, I'll let you know as soon as I know whether I've got it for nothing or not. I'll put it out there and we'll do a watch along, Chig, if you're up for it.
Right, cool.
I know Kenny's going to be there, man. Make sure you spam your Instagram with that, Kenny.
Don't you worry about that. I'm going to be boom, boom, boom. I swear to God, I'm going to be all over that, mate.
Kenny's going to be marching to the ring afterwards saying, come on then, Joshua. I'll have you.
Hey, we've done it before. There's actually footage of me and the wife when we were at the George Groves Carl Froch 1, where I actually walked into the ring and
No way.
one of the guys thought I was with George Groves. And then they actually thought I was with George Groves because I was wearing like one of those like tight T-shirts that had, like bouncer on it. And it was just like because it just had someone with muscles on it. So I walked in, and then the guy said, "Oh, you get out." And the guy from Sky, no, he can stay. Oh, is he with you? And I went, yes, just say he's with us. Yeah. And then when they were interviewing the Sky boxing, the Sun's boxing columnist, me and the wife were in the background, and people were phoning me, going, "What are you doing in Manchester? You've just got on Sky's box office. I could see you and the wife all over the place." And so I will be trying to get a ringside because I've managed it many times to blag it.
Kenny, that's class, man. That's actually brilliant.
Seriously,
the thing is, not many people are going to challenge you. Let's be real here, mate. You are a big guy, and I'm sure you could back a right hook.
An old bloke challenged me in trying to throw me out, not physically, but verbally.
Yeah, no, that's class, man. What a story. But yeah, listen, enjoy it, man. And
do your best.
I went to Joshua versus Brazil in Manchester, and that was Dillian White night. Dillian White against what's his fucking name? Chisora. Yeah, that was actually decent, that fight, man. Really good night, the whole night, actually, to be honest. So yeah, I do like it, man. And then I've seen what else have I seen? I think I've seen Joshua again in London. I can't remember. Maybe it weren't Joshua. I don't think it was. I can't remember. It was at the O2. I can't remember who it was now. But that was good. That was a decent night. But anyway, I'm waffling. Listen, Daniel Bailey TV. Type it in. Go and spam his chat. Say Lee Gunner sent you. We're out of here. And have a lovely evening.
I'll tear out.